Morning, boys and girls, and welcome to our reading time today. We are going to be reading a very special book, and I really like this book because it reminds me a little bit about something that I have. We are going to read the story Owen, and in this book, Owen, our character or the person or animal that is in our story, has something very special that he wants to bring to school. It is a special blanket. So when we return or get to come back to our classroom at school, we will have a nap time. Is there something special that you would bring to our nap time? I want you guys to think about that and let me know during our Zoom meeting today. So while we're reading our story, or actually we're going to be listening to our story, Owen, we're going to use some picture clues. And you might be saying, clues? Pictures? Picture clues? What is that, Mrs. Truman? Well, I'll tell you. Picture clues are just hints or clues that we can see in the pictures of our books. We can see how characters are feeling by looking at their faces in the picture. And we can get some extra ideas about what's going on by just looking at the pictures. Our words are telling us the wonderful story, but there's pictures in our books for a reason. There's pictures because we like to look at them, and they help us understand the story better by giving us picture clues, helping us understand the story better by giving us clues or hints to look at with our eyes. So let's go ahead and listen to our story today, Owen.
And now, Owen. Written and illustrated.
There's his fuzzy yellow blanket.
Owen had a fuzzy yellow blanket. He'd had it since he was a baby.
So just like we said before, you may not want to bring something that you've had since you were a little itty baby to school, but just like I'd asked you, do you have something special like Owen? Maybe you've had it since you were a baby. Maybe not, but it's still really special to you. So think about that. What is something that is very special to you? Oops.
He loved it with all his heart. Fuzzy goes where I go, said Owen.
Everywhere.
And Fuzzy did. Upstairs, downstairs, in between, inside, outside, upside down. Fuzzy likes what I like, said Owen. And Fuzzy did. Orange juice, grape juice, chocolate milk, ice cream, peanut butter, applesauce cake. Isn't he getting a little old to be carrying that thing around? Asked Mrs. Tweezers. Haven't you heard of the blanket fairy? Owen's parents hadn't. Mrs. Tweezers filled them in. That night, Owen's parents told Owen to put Fuzzy under his pillow.
So let's take a second to look at some picture clues on this page. When I look at this picture, I get a clue to how Owen is feeling right now. Can you look at Owen's face and see if you can figure out with our picture clue, how is he feeling? With his eyes open wide and his eyebrows turned down, I think that Owen might be feeling a little sad or upset. And they didn't say that in the words in the story. I just looked at the picture to get some ideas, clues, or hints about how he's feeling.
In the morning, Fuzzy would be gone, but the blanket fairy would leave an absolutely wonderful, positively perfect, especially terrific, big boy gift in its place. Owen stuffed Fuzzy inside his pajama pants and went to sleep. "No blanket, Fairy," said Owen in the morning. "No kidding," said Owen's mother. "No wonder," said Owen's father. "Fuzzy's dirty," said Owen's mother. "Fuzzy's torn and ratty."
Let's use our picture clues again. Can you see and get a clue or hint about how Owen is feeling right now? Look at his eyes, his eyebrows. He looks a little worried or scared to me,
said Owen's father. "No," said Owen. "Fuzzy is perfect." And Fuzzy was. Fuzzy played Captain Plunger with Owen. Fuzzy helped Owen become invisible. Bet you can't see me. And Fuzzy was essential when it came to nail clippings and haircuts and trips to the dentist. "Can't be a baby forever," said Mrs. Tweezers. "Haven't you heard of the vinegar trick?" Owen's parents hadn't. Mrs. Tweezers filled them in. When Owen wasn't looking, his father dipped Owen's favorite corner of Fuzzy into a jar of vinegar. Owen sniffed it and smelled it and sniffed it. He picked a new favorite corner. Then he rubbed the smelly corner all around his sandbox, buried it in the garden, and dug it up again. "Good as new," said Owen. Fuzzy wasn't very fuzzy anymore, but Owen didn't.
Let's look at this picture a little bit. Let's try and use our picture clues or hints to see how do you think Owen is feeling right now with his fuzzy blanket. If you're looking at the picture to get some clues and hints, you might see his smile. And if I see a smile, that might tell me that he is feeling happy.
Mind. He carried it and wore it and dragged it. He sucked it. He hugged it. He twisted it. "What are we going to do?" asked Owen's mother. "School is starting soon," said Owen's father. "Can't bring a blanket to school," said Mrs. Tweezers. "Haven't you heard of saying no?" Owen's parents hadn't. Mrs. Tweezers filled them in. "I have to bring Fuzzy to school," said Owen. "No," said Owen's mother. "No," said Owen's father. Owen buried his face in Fuzzy. He started to cry and would not stop. "Don't worry," said Owen's mother. "It'll be all right," said Owen's father. And then suddenly Owen's mother said, "I have an idea." It was an absolutely wonderful, positively perfect, especially terrific idea. First she snipped, and then she sewed. Then she snipped again and sewed some more. Snip, snip, snip. Sew, sew, sew. Dry your eyes. Wipe your nose. Hooray, hooray, hooray. And now Owen carries one of his not-so-fuzzy handkerchiefs with him wherever he goes. And Mrs. Tweezers doesn't say a thing.
Thank you so much for listening to that story with me. And there was a couple times that we could use some picture clues to figure out how some of the characters in our book were feeling. So remember, picture walks, we've done a lot, right? We look all around the picture to see everything we can see in the picture. Picture clues is using our picture walk to tell our brain what is going on in the story and how are our characters feeling. So the very last thing I want to talk about is one of the feelings that I noticed while finding some picture clues. So when we were reading this page in our story, Owen, I can tell that Owen is feeling very upset. He is sad and a little mad and upset. So There are times in our classroom that you might feel upset. Maybe I tell you that you can't do something right away. That might make you feel sad or mad, right? Feeling upset. What if a friend takes a toy that you're playing with? You might again feel sad or mad, right? And that means that you are upset. And it's okay to feel upset. I get upset, moms and dads get upset, friends get upset, grandmas and grandpas, brothers and sisters, everyone gets upset. But it is up to you to do the right thing when you are feeling upset. So in our classroom, when you feel upset, there's 3 things that you can do. So Owen was feeling upset in our story, and I would tell him to do these same 3 things. Are you ready to hear what they are? Great. So if you're ever feeling upset, and that means sad or mad, that means that you just need to do these 3 things. Number 1, take a breath. We take a breath by breathing in our nose and blowing it out of our mouth, just like you're smelling a chocolate cake and blowing some birthday candles out. So we take a deep breath. Step number 1, take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. The next thing we do after we take our deep breath is count to 3. 1, 2, 3. So we took a deep breath, we counted to 3, and then the last thing I will do when I'm feeling upset, sad, or mad, I'm going to find a quiet place to calm down and feel better. So our third thing is finding a quiet spot. So let's all practice these 3 things that we do anytime we feel upset in our classroom, anytime that we're sad or mad. Are you ready? Remember, take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Then we'll count to 3, and then we'll find a quiet spot to be. Are you ready? Okay. Feeling upset. What do? Take a deep breath. Count to 3. 1, 2, 3, and then find a quiet spot that I can be to get my whole body calm and ready to learn or play again. That is what we'll do anytime we're feeling upset. So when Owen was feeling upset about his blanket, he could have just tried to use our 3 ways to calm down. Taking a deep breath, counting to 3, and finding a quiet spot. And then him and his mom could have come up with a great way so that he could still have his special fuzzy blanket no matter what. So, thank you for practicing calming down with me, and thank you for reading that very special story. And I will see you guys later.